Well, welcome. My name is Mr. Linnell. I'll be your instructor for your course, Pre-Calculus 30, and you're taking it online in Northeast School Division Virtual School. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tutorial here on how to work the course, how things are going to run, and if you watch this, you should have a good idea of how to go. Now, you are already in Moodle because you're watching this video, and that's probably how you got to the link. But I'm going to get into Moodle here and show you where to find the course. So, of course, this is in your Northeast School Division online courses. You would have to log in. I'm just going to go in as a guest. And the reason for me doing that is if I go in as a guest, it will look the same as it would look for you. This isn't what a teacher would see. This is what a student would see. So if you take a look at the Moodle course, you'll see Pre-Calculus 12, which is what you're taking, a nice picture of the textbook here, which you will get from your school. And in watching this video, I'll point out some of the features of the course and sort of how things are going to work. Here's a Pre-Calculus 30 timeline. Now if you click on this, which I'm going to do, and get it to pop up here, I'll drag this over. There we go. And here's our timeline for the first semester, 2014-2015. Now this isn't a date for a test, but this is a date when you should be writing your test by. So you don't have to write it on Tuesday, September the 16th. You could write it on the 15th, or you could write it on the 17th. But if you don't meet this guidepost or this marker, then what's going to happen is you risk falling behind, and then you won't complete the course in semester one. Also, if you do fall behind and you won't meet the marker, what you'll see happening is that I'll start to notify you, I'll start to notify your principal. If you get behind a couple markers, there'll be a phone call home from me. And this is because I want to see you finish in the semester and want to make sure that you're keeping up with things. Okay, so pay attention to the timeline. As you're going through, again, you can work at your own pace, but you should meet these markers as you go through the course. Try and work ahead of the timeline because some things will take longer than you want. Plus, when you get to the end of the semester, things get very compressed. You have exams coming up and so on, and so this can get tough. Notice that there is no final exam for this course. When you finish the Chapter 11 test, you've got all these modules completed, then you will get your credit for the course. Okay, so I'm going to close this off now. And course outline and evaluation, you can click on that. I won't read it all out loud for you. You can read it all yourself. You can see everything about evaluation and so on. One thing that I will get you to notice is there's no Chapter 7 in this course, even though it does exist in your book. It doesn't align with any of our outcomes. And we could do it, but just in interest of time, we don't have time to do an optional chapter. This is a really difficult course. It's really heavy, and you should know that as you're getting into it. Okay? Also, just some notes, expectations, and norms. Make sure that you go through all of this and read it for yourself. Again, I won't read through it for you. Connect session. If you click on this, you can get into our Connect session. And a Connect session basically is where I can interact with you back and forth. You can ask me questions. You can watch me do them on the screen. There's only certain times a day, though, where that can happen because, of course, I teach other classes here. So if you do need a Connect session for some special help, you have to email me and request a time that will work out for both of us. So pre-assessment, which you don't really need to do. In fact, I would advise that you skip past that and continue. Graph paper, if you need it, if you click on this, You get graph paper, which you can then print out and use in the course, really helpful. There's a link to a student learning center for this textbook, and if you click on there, there's some really neat stuff here that you can use, quizzes and things like that, that you can take a look at, study check, and so on if you want to use to help you out. Basically goes with the textbook for this course. Now when you get to a lesson, okay, so here we are, 1.1. If you click on this, so I'm going to click, okay, here you get a summary of what's covered in the chapter. You also get what's called a pencast, and the pencast is essentially a video of me teaching a lesson. So if you click on this, I'm going to click on it so you can watch.
Well, this is the first lesson on a rather intimidating chapter on function transformations. And maybe what we need to do here is just
the neat thing about these pencasts is that you can jump ahead, you can jump back, you can replay something if you want, and all the time you're listening to what I have to say while you're seeing the examples that are being done for you.
Okay. And the base function, which means that's the really simple function that we...
If you want to go full screen, press this little arrow here and you'll get to full screen. If you want to go out of full screen, just press the escape button on your keyboard and we'll go back to normal size. Once you've watched the lessons on this, and you may want to print or write these things down so you have them to refer to, I would really advise this so you can look back and you have something to look at when you're doing your assignment questions. Then there's your assignment questions here. This is where most of your learning is going to take place. Make sure you do the assignment questions. The answers are in the back of your book. What happens if you get to a question and you just can't possibly do it from the assignment? Well, that's where you would email me, and I can do one of two things. I can make a pencast and post it for you so you can watch me do the assignment question and hear my explanation, or we can set up a little connect time where we can interact back and forth and I can do the question there. There also may be someone at your school that may be able to help you with that question. Okay? After you've done a couple of the lessons and the assignments, it then tells you that you should now write your 1.1 and 1.2 quiz. This will be sent to me for marking. Your facilitator at your school will be able to get the quiz for you, okay, whenever you request it. So it won't come from me, it will come someone at your local building, and you should know who that person is. Once you're done the entire chapter, including the review questions, then you can ask your facilitator for the test. Okay, you write the test, that will be sent to me. I will grade it, mark it, give it back to your facilitator so you can take a look at it, see your strengths and weaknesses. It is possible to redo your assessment because it's summative if you find that it didn't go as well as you would like, and if you then have a better understanding of what areas that you need to work on. Okay? Once you're done chapter 1, then you move on to chapter 2, and of course follow that through in order there. Do not skip chapters. Okay, it's very important for two reasons. One, for my sanity, I can't have students that are obviously all over the place. Two, the textbook is really written sequentially. So you'll cover things in some chapters where they'll go, oh, you learned this already. If you skip chapters, you won't have learned those things, and you'll find some of the material just about impossible to do. All right, so that basically gives you an overview of the course. Okay, what you should do now is check out your course outline evaluation. Okay, remember, read that over. Make sure you've taken a look at all this. And once you're finished, then you can start into the course material and actually begin into your chapter 1. I hope that you have a great semester. It's going to be a difficult semester, lots of hard work. But together, I hope that you'll have success. I look forward to seeing what you're able to learn and being in contact with you during this semester. Have a great semester. That'll close off this video.